could just throw this in my backpack, go to the studio, or if I gotta go out of town, put it in my carry-on. It's great, man. I look at it as the best of both worlds type of thing.
What's up? You got your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. And we talking about that MPC touch. What had happened was we want standalone. We want standalone. We want standalone. We want standalone. That was the chant when the MPC touch came out. Everybody was like, wait, what? Everybody was pretty much done with software. People got done being tied to the computer. Everybody in the MPC community, they wanted a standalone. And they thought Akai was going to bring out a standalone. Everybody was waiting for a standalone MPC. But Akai brought out the touch. The funny thing is, if you remember in the early 2000s, if you didn't have a computer in your studio, if you didn't have Pro Tools or some kind of software in your studio, you was not a real producer. People would walk out of your studio laughing because basically they were tired of hardware. But it's funny, as time went on, people around this time, especially, people got tired of the computer. They got tired of all these DAWs and everything like that, and they wanted to get back into hardware, especially the MPC community. The MPC community is like the Harley Davidson community. These people, they love their MPCs. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. So when the touch came out, it kind of, a lot of people were pissed off. A lot of people was kind of like, they were upset because they really wanted a standalone. But the touch was a pretty good MPC. It introduced a lot of folks into as far as the touch screen. And I'm not going to lie, the touch screen, as we see now in the newer MPCs that came out, makes navigating on an MPC, it makes it seamless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used the touchscreen back in the day. I had a Korg D16, so that was touchscreen in the early 2000s. But I'm telling you, the way Akai put it together made it a very seamless kind of workflow. Even though they were kind of pissed off that they didn't get their standalone, a lot of people were like, this touchscreen thing is kind of smooth though. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people had, when the touch came out, a lot of folks had one leg in and one leg out. What I mean by that is, they brought the touch, okay? They had the box that the touch came in. They kept the box in immaculate condition. They kept the manual in great shape. All the packaging and wiring was in beautiful condition. They tucked it in their closet. They told their parents, they told their kids, do not step in this closet for at least a year and a half. Do not come in this closet. And they basically kept the box and everything else in such great shape because they was like, once Akai comes out with this, with a standalone, we are going straight to eBay. And this thing is going to go straight to eBay and we're selling this. So, but the touch was a pretty good MPC, actually. It was a pretty good MPC. The only thing that qualms that anyone really had with it was the fact that it wasn't a standalone. And low key, as the touch came out, people were listening to the Akai. They were listening to the Akai, the MPC community, and they had their ear to the street, so to speak, because other companies started coming out with standalones. I don't know if you guys remember, I think there's a company out there called Pioneer that put something out. I think a Torres or something like that. But they were trying to capitalize on this yearning for a standalone sampler. So it didn't work out as much as it did for them because the thing about the Akai community, the MPC community, is they want Akai to make the standalone. We want you to do it. we're throwing money at you. We're basically saying, if you make it, we will buy. Whether good or bad, at this point, we want to stand alone. So the Touch, when it came out, it was, I think it was about $800, if I'm not mistaken. They might have had different prices for it, but I think it was around $800. It wasn't a bad price. It wasn't a bad price, actually. And yeah, I didn't really hear too much bad about the Touch, other than it wasn't a standalone. So yeah, so that's the MPC Touch. What had happened was, so this is your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe, and I'm signing off.